Today's video starts out with two questions. One, why do I do this to myself? And two, do you guys do this to yourselves as well? Today is the first day that we're gonna be riding trails this year, and I've had a bunch of stuff I've needed to do to my trails bike that I could have done all winter long basically at this point, and I haven't done it at all, so I have to do it all today. Do you guys do that to yourselves too? Today I'm gonna have to swap out the pedals on this bike, swap out the seat. I gotta pump up the tires because that's bad. And I gotta cut the handlebars. I've needed to cut the handlebars since middle of last trail season and I just haven't done it. So that's what we're gonna do today. And we're gonna start with the pedals since they are at eye level. I'm gonna be using the Park Tool. It's like a gripped 6mm Allen. I have grown to just love this thing. Keep it in my bag, use it to keep my pedals and whatever else tight, and it's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, thank God. I was really hoping that this bike, just sitting in the house all winter didn't have anything dumb happen. So that's tightening, that's loosening. Awesome. Very, very happy about that. So let's just go ahead and get these pedals off so we can put the new Alienation foothold pedals on. I've been pumped to do this. I've loved I said foothold, I meant foot fetish. These are the foothold. I've loved the foothold pedals and they've been awesome. But as you've seen in my previous videos, the foot fetish pedals, I just like them more. They feel superior to me. So let's get these ones uninstalled. Grab our foot fetish pedals here. And we have red. I'm so pumped because I got red grips on this bike, the painted hubs. I just think this is gonna look really good. So this is right side right here. Let's go ahead and put it on. I'm pumped as well to go and ride some trails today for the first time this year. If you've been watching my videos, you know that we've had a heck of a time getting things going with the flooding and all of that. Let me see, how do I want to do this? Ooh, and that sound going through the trails. Yeah. All right, we got that one done. Zzz. Now we'll grab the other. And if you haven't seen the videos, these pedals are not only larger in platform size than the foothold, but also they have bigger pins on them. Not sure, you probably can see that in this shot as well. They also have a concave to them, both this direction, as you can see here, and this direction, as you can see, which makes it a little bit domed, which means your foot lays flat in there. Super comfortable. They have micro knurling on them. They're made from virgin thermoplastic, which basically just means that the material that these are made of hasn't been recycled from any other plastics or anything like that. It's the first time that the plastic has been used, which helps with some aspects of the pedals. And is there anything else? The spindle or axle in these is thicker, therefore should be more durable. They do not use bearings. They have bushings in them, self-lubricated DU bearings or bushings. And I'm pumped because they're so comfortable. I feel like my feet just sit in them better and just love them. So here we go. All right, pedals are installed. I can't help but look at the screen to see what they look like on the bike. And now we need to move up a little bit to swap out the seat. Moving right along here, we have the trusty old Alienation Thunderbird seat, which has done very well for me. It hasn't ripped, and I've said numerous times how I normally will rip a seat. Riding trails, you probably don't have to worry as much about that, but this seat wasn't even brand new when I put it onto this bike. I just thought that it would look really good on the trails bike, and it did, so I tossed it on here. Now we're gonna be putting on, as soon as we get this one off here, the invisible touch seat. I just loved this seat so much that I had to have two of them and have one on each of my bikes. But take a look here at the Thunderbird. It's a little dirty. The white's not white anymore, but There's no rips in this thing. Even the tag is still intact. And really just there's some stitching that's damaged, but the seat itself is fully intact after riding for a couple of years, I'm pretty sure at that point. All right, let's go ahead and take off the packaging. Oops. And get this seat on the bike. I have no idea what angle I need to put it at right now, so we'll worry about that once I can sit on it and tighten it down. This seat just, I don't know. There's something about it that I really like this pattern on this seat. And easy enough. Some of you may have noticed the animal logo on this seat. Fun fact about this, or the seat post. Fun fact about the seat post is that this is one of the animal wedge seat posts, and it came with my scavenger bridge frame, and I just didn't have another seat post whenever I was building a bike up. So I grabbed this one, and even though, you know, it has seat post clamp on it, it does have the wedge thing on the inside. So yeah, invisible touch seat is now installed, and now for the fun part. We get to cut the handlebars. So I will move to a new angle for that, and let's get it going. And as I mentioned earlier, I've needed to cut these handlebars since the middle of last trail season when I cut the other handlebars on my other bike shorter than they previously were, which these were already wider before I cut the other ones. Those are now at 27, and I'm pretty sure these are at like 28 or something. So measure from grip end to grip end, and yeah, we are right at 28. So it's a full inch wider, which means my grip is not in the same place, and it makes it a little different to go from bike to bike. And I like it when, you know, everything is as close as we can get it. So with that being said, we're gonna need to cut these bars. So first things first, try and get these bar ends out, which hopefully isn't too bad. There we go. Okay, so just rotating once I could get a hold of it made it come out of there pretty easily. Next bar end. Yep, the rotate trick definitely works. That was the kind of situation I was a little nervous because doing that motion with a screwdriver, it's exactly the type of situation where I would end up cutting myself somehow. So, if we already know that these handlebars are 28 inches wide, we need to get to 27. That means we just need to cut off exactly a ½ inch. And I'm really hoping that I can slide these grips easy enough to get to a ½ inch and also use the saw guide at the same time. I'm thinking we'll be able to. Just rotate them over themselves like that. That works out just fine. So I'm going to measure out 1/2 of an inch. Mark it with the saw. That one marked. Now go ahead and do the same thing with this one. There we go. Check it out. ½ inch. All right, so at this point we are able to, tilt this thing back up a little bit, tighten the stand, to put our saw guide on the other side because those grips aren't far enough in on that side. Line up the saw. Not sure why I'm doing it over here when I could just be doing it right in front of my face. But if you don't know, Park Tool makes this saw guide, which gives you a perfectly square cut because the saw just goes right into the guide. And when you put it on there, you line it up with where your measurement is at, and then you just cut it off. And of course, anytime you cut metal like this, you're gonna wanna file down any sharp edges. I always file around the edge of the handlebars, hit the surface a bit. All right, now let's check it. Right there on the edge, 27 even, right here Boom, 27. Don't know if you can see it. That's okay. You trust me, I hope. So let's just wipe off these metal shavings. Grab our bar ends. Make sure they're straight upright for the way the bar's gonna be, the bike's gonna be, because aesthetics. There's that. Straighten this grip out. Boom. Work it back. Boom, like that. And the next one, pretty close. Now this grip might pose a little bit more of a problem, not even fully a problem, just getting the grip compressed because it's a smaller area since I didn't move my brake lever, but seems like it worked just fine. Straighten this out. Oh yeah, my brakes are against that, but at this point, bars are 27 wide. We got the seat swapped out, we got the pedals swapped out. All I need to do is when I get to my car outside where my pump is at, is pump up these tires because I don't know how well you can see my thumbs depressing in there, but they've gotten a little low. So with that being said, we're ready to ride some trails, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to get that video done for you guys to watch tomorrow. But if you guys see anything you like in this video, from Alienation stuff to S&M stuff, I'll have links in the description down below. And if you want to buy anything from S&M or Fit, you can use my discount code. It's either going to be Brant or more, depending upon when you watch this. Right now, it's Brant, and it'll save you 10% and help me at the same time. And there's also a bunch of other discount links and codes in the description down below for things that you probably need to buy anyways, that when you use them, it saves you money and helps me out and supports this YouTube channel at the same time. So thank you for watching. Thank you for using those codes, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the first trail session of 2024. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support, Alienation, S&M, Fit, Nowhere, everybody that supports me, Park Tool, literally everyone. Thank you, including you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.